Okay, welcome back. Got some more questions today. I've got a bit of a cold. Sorry about that, but let me have a look at the questions. Devaraj, hi. It's hard to do screaming or sounds when at home. If I went to a field somewhere, I could do it, but would need to keep my shoes on. Can one do all the exercises with shoes on, including the bow and arch, or does one need shoes off? Well, to me, this question is a bit of a miasma of stuff. I mean, for a start, I don't even, I mean, I trained originally in the kind of group therapy with a lot of emotional expression, screaming and shouting and that kind of thing. And I think it's great, but what generally happens is people think they have to really scream and shout in order to get a release. And that happens because in their mind, because anger has been blocked, perhaps, it sounds as though if I could just scream my guts out, then I would be okay. So that's in their mind. I just need to scream. In my experience, if unless you're working with someone who's really trained in this field, just screaming and shouting on your own won't do a great deal. That's been my personal experience around the scene the last 20 years. So when I teach bioenergetics, I don't get people to scream and shout. I don't, I think mostly they think they want to because of this factor that I've just spoken about, which incidentally also applies to people who just really want to cry. Crying is a bit more useful, but I mean, like, them screaming and shouting, but I mean, nevertheless, it's the same kind of principle. So, with the bio, it's more about just feeling your body, putting your body in the posture and feeling what's going on. And that's the basic way that you're working. It's not, if you're someone who just really wants things to change quickly, it's not necessarily going to work for you, though people do certainly have breakthroughs at times and really feel different. But it's more about breathing and feeling. As to the shoes, it's not mattering a huge amount, I don't think, but generally it's a little bit, there's a couple of things with shoes, doing bio with shoes. One thing is like, it's generally useful to take off jewelry and watches and anything which easily comes off, simply because it takes a part of your mind into a more primal space. Those things are things which are identified with human civilization, and we actually want to go into a more of a primal space. And so, shoes can be useful for that. Taking off shoes and just being in bare feet or socks, bare feet ideally, takes your mind naturally into a more primal space where it can maybe feel a bit more what's going on and engage with the process a little bit more. Secondarily, shoes can insulate you from the floor a little bit energetically, something like that. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal. Anyway, I hope that answers your question. Don't get too much locked into a track about what you need to do, and be willing to break things apart and to examine different elements of them and come to understand. If you want to ask me a question, check out my Telegram support group listed underneath this piece in the description on my YouTube channel, and feel free to ask it there. Thank you.